Hey you guys, this is a really quick keto haul from Kroger. I really wasn't planning on going to the grocery store today because I've done my grocery shopping for the week and I have a lot of stuff in the freezer. I have, different meats. But um I was kind of curious to try their no sugar added ice cream. So that was my main, even though I do have some keto ice cream in the fridge, but in the freezer, but I really just curious to try it out. And of course, while I was there, I saw a few other things. I'm like, hey, let me just grab this, and call it a day. But my main, you know, purpose for this trip was to get this. Okay. So guys, everything here costs $27. Okay. And I'm just gonna go through and show you what I got. Okay. So, you guys know meat is a very important part of the ketogenic diet, or if you're doing carnivore, you might be doing carnivore. So these are the chicken drumsticks, guys. This is at Kroger, and these are $5. Okay. Now Kroger has another brand of chicken that they sell that's a little bit more expensive, but these, maybe a couple dollars more, maybe about $5 more. But this pack, and I've made it many times, it's very good, you guys. This is always $5. Okay, so people who talk about, oh, ketogenic diet is expensive, all that meat, no, it is not. Okay, honestly, I feel like any diet is basically what you make of it. Because people used to say the vegan diet was expensive, and it really wasn't. If you were just buying real plant-based food, I guess your rice, your beans, and your veggies, it actually was a really cheap diet. I think when your grocery bill would get expensive, if you start buying too many processed foods. If you're buying a bunch of cereal and chips and Doritos, because those things aren't cheap anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the fluctuation of the grocery store prices. And I mean, a bag of chips, like let's say you buy a big bag of Doritos, those are going for like $5, $6 now. So I mean, I feel like you can make any diet or eating style inexpensive if you're really focusing on whole foods for the most part. I mean, even if you have a treat here and there, but if you're focusing on whole foods, shopping on the outskirts of the grocery store and forgetting about, the inner aisles, the cereal, the chips, the Doritos, the cakes from the bakery, all the frozen foods. If you are avoiding those things, you're not worried about those things and you're eating real food, you're buying whole meat from the butcher section. You're getting real, some really good fresh non-starchy vegetables. Or even if you buy some frozen vegetables, you can keep your grocery list pretty low. Okay, your price is really low. But anyway, so this is a chicken drumsticks for $5, and let's see how many you get. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, you get 12 chicken legs. Okay, and chicken legs are very satiating, high in protein. I mean, it's a great source of protein. If we look over here, they're only 170 calories for one and 20 grams of protein. Okay, and I'm gonna eat, when I make these, I'm gonna bake them for dinner, not today, but probably maybe Friday or Saturday, and because today's Tuesday. And I'll have two of them, so that'll only be what, 340 calories and 20 grams of protein. And I don't add any oils. One of the tricks I do now that I learned from Katie Dunlap on Love Lit Sweat, when I season my meat, I use Greek yogurt. All right, I use non-fat Greek yogurt. It doesn't add any extra. It doesn't add any significant amount of calories to the meat. It makes it very moist and tender, and you're adding some additional protein. But yeah, I do not pour oil. Even though I use olive oil and avocado oil, I do not use that to help the seasons distribute. You really don't have to do that at all. Even if you didn't use Greek yogurt, you really could just put your seasoning on your meat and put it in the oven. Because guess what's going to happen? Meat makes its own juices. It does. So you don't have to really add any broth or whatever. Just season it. You don't have to worry about how the seasoning is going to stick on. It's going to, remember, these meats have fat. They're going to make their own juices. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. But yeah, so this is something I love to get. Now this was not on my list, but the reason I decided to get, because this particular pack is very hard to get because they sell out pretty fast. Okay, so when you go to Kroger, they have their own brand of chicken wings, and these are really good. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there's another one hiding in there because I know the last time I bought this, I think I had a little bit more. I think there were like 10 wings in there, if I'm not mistaken. But trust me, some are hiding in there. But yeah, so you get about 10 wings. But guess what, you guys? $10, you can't beat that. And these are whole wings, okay? So now with these, you are going to have to, you're going to have to cut the tip off unless you like the tip. I don't care for the tip. So I will cut off the tip. But yeah, The reason why they sell these so cheap is because it's not separated. You know, a lot of times when you buy wings, they're already in little drumettes and wingettes. They've already cut it in half. These are wings that are whole, so you're gonna have to cut them in half yourself if you do want to cut them in half. The last time I made these, I baked them. And I did not cut them in half. We just ate it as is. I did cut the wingtip off. So, but yeah, these are pretty hard to find sometimes. It just depends. But I know two times I was looking for this, I couldn't get it. So when I went to the Kroger today, they had just one more. This was the last one. I said, you know what? Let me grab it. It looks like it's in good condition. So that's that. And then also, this is the nutrition information. So one serving is 210 calories, and let's see how many grams of protein. 20 grams of protein, and of course 0 carbs. And for those of you who are wondering what is the serving when they say 210 calories, I looked it up. The 210 calories is not just one whole wing. It's actually a whole wing and half of another wing. That is what is 210 calories. So basically, each little drummet or winglet is an average of 70 calories per. And I know that a lot of people don't believe in counting calories on keto. And I do understand it, but like I said in my video yesterday, that can be a really slippery slope, because if you're not paying attention, it's like, I love wings. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love wings. I'm so mad that I went so many years without eating it when I was on a plant-based diet. I absolutely love wings, whether I buy them in the store or I make them myself. So I know that if I'm not paying attention, I could really go overboard on some wings. Like, I could eat 10 wings by myself, and I don't eat them with any sides. Of course, I don't eat French fries anymore. I might eat with some broccoli or a salad. But yeah, I think if you're not paying attention, wings are very delicious, and it's very easy to go overboard. So like I said, you would still want to be mindful of how many calories you're eating, because you can still go into a calorie surplus even on keto, because you do have people who gain weight on keto. So, but yeah, so when they say 210, you guys, it's a whole wing and half of another one. That is your 210 calories. So basically, if you eat 3 of these whole wings, if you eat 3 of the whole wings, that's going to be like 630 calories, which isn't bad. And I mean, we're not eating with fries or mashed potatoes or rice. We're going to eat it with broccoli or some salad, or you could eat it by yourself. Okay. This was not on my list, but I decided to grab it because they're $3.79 each, and they were buy one, get one free at Kroger. So this is the Sargento sharp cheddar, and this is the Sargento 4-cheese Mexican. Now I already got 2 of these from from Publix last week, which I already used for the cauliflower mac and cheese I told y'all about. But they were buy one, get one free at Publix also, but their original price was a little bit more expensive. The original price was like $4 and change. So you end up paying like $2 and change for each one. So this to me was even a better deal, because their original price is $3.79. So you're getting 2 of them for $3.79, which I think is a great deal, right? And I really enjoyed the cauliflower pizza that I made earlier, and I want to make some more. I really enjoyed the cauliflower mac and cheese, and I wanted to make some more. So I said, hey, this is a really great deal. Okay. And I did get some pork rinds yesterday. I told you one of the bags was for my boyfriend. And we're almost done with the other one. And these were really a good deal. These were $1.50 each. So I just went and grabbed this plain one. And as you can see, I already started eating these in the car. This is by the Suncrest Farms brand. These are barbecue, and the barbecue ones are really delicious. Okay. And as you guys can see, pork rinds is a safe keto snack. There's 0 grams of carbs per serving. But again, we want to be mindful of the calories, because it is easy to go overboard. Okay, these are 70 calories per serving, and there's an average of about 4.5 servings per bag. So let's just say 4. That's 280 calories for the whole bag, which is not bad. Because a whole bag, a bag of Doritos this size is going to be like 400 something calories or more, or a bag of Cheetos. So to eat this entire bag for 280 calories really is not bad at all. But does that mean that we really want to go and overdo it? No. Okay, so this is a keto snack I really enjoy. And like I said, it tastes really good if you dip it in guacamole. And last but not least, this is my whole reason for even going, was to get this Simple Truth no sugar added ice cream. This is vanilla. Now, when I looked up online, it said that it actually had the word keto on it. But when I got there, it didn't say the word keto. it said no sugar added. Okay, so but I think it's still, but it doesn't matter. Even though it doesn't say keto, it is a keto friendly ice cream, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so this is 80 calories per serving and 6 grams of net carbs per serving, which is pretty good, you guys. Now, could you afford to eat the whole container? You actually could. Am I going to eat the whole container? No. But could you? Yes. All right. And this is actually some really good numbers here. Okay, so 2/3 of a cup is only 80 calories, and you get 3 servings out the cup. Which yes, like anytime I buy a pint of ice cream, I don't just sit there eating the whole thing. I really do divide it into 3, and and that's what I do. But yeah, 2/3 cup is only 80 calories. And even if you were, for some strange reason, to eat the entire ice cream, if you were to divide this in 3, the whole container is only 240 calories. This is amazing. Like, you could go to Brewster's and a cone. I kid you not. If I go to Brewster's right now and get a cup of ice cream, it's gonna be way more than 240 calories. I'm gonna tell you that right now for a fact. So this is really amazing, and it wasn't expensive. It was only $4.49. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about this one. So I haven't tasted it yet. I'll let you guys know how that goes. I might have this as a snack later on for my what I eat in a day video. But yeah, Simple Truth, no sugar added vanilla. This was the only flavor I saw that I was interested in. They had a chocolate chip one, but I really wasn't interested in that one. But this to me is really good. 80 calories for serving and 6 grams of net carbs. So this will not kick you out of ketosis. All right. So honestly, I really don't know what else you guys are waiting for. I mean, regular ice cream is going to have you with the weight on. It's, like I know even though Ben & Jerry's ice cream is delicious, a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream is about well over 1,000 calories. I can tell you that for a fact. And here we have this Simple Truth or keto ice cream, 240 calories for the entire pint. So even if you did want to be greedy and eat the whole thing, you're still going to be in your calorie deficit. You're not going to get kicked out of ketosis. You will still continue to lose weight. Okay. Since I've started this high protein, low carb journey a couple months ago, I've already lost 12 pounds. I know I said 9 pounds in the video, but when I looked in my, hold on, let me take this off, you guys. Somebody's trying to call a spam. When I checked my fitness pal, looked at my progress, I was like, oh wow, you actually have lost 12 pounds so far, because I was at, just up to like November, I was at 224 pounds. That was right before I started eating meat again, because I was still plant-based right up until before Thanksgiving, you guys. I was still plant-based. I was introducing higher protein, vegetarian protein items into my diet. Like I had started eating Greek yogurt and some cottage cheese, but I really wasn't eating meat at all. I would eat fish here and there, but it was mostly just still the same old rice, beans, sweet potatoes, and all that old type of stuff. But since I started introducing meat back into my diet, I probably could have lost more. But guys, when I first started back eating meat, I was still eating a lot of carbs with the meat. I was eating the meat, and that did help with me feeling satiated. But I was still in the mindset of, oh, let me have some oatmeal for breakfast. Let me have a sweet potato with this piece of chicken, and, let me have some brown rice. So it wasn't until I was like in March and I started watching Dr. Ken Berry, and I'm like, we need to cut the carbs drastically. And that's when I noticed the weight really started flying off. But between that time and now, I've lost 12 pounds. I was at 224 right before Thanksgiving. That was right before I started back eating meat. And when I went on the scale this morning, I am at 212, which I'm really happy about. Is that a lot of weight loss for, about 6 months? No, I mean, that has me at an average of half a pound a week. But guess what? Most doctors will tell you, up to 2 pounds of weight loss a week is pretty healthy and consistent. And, and they do say the slower you lose the weight, the more likely you are to keep it off permanently. And that's my whole thing. I don't want to yo-yo anymore. I've been yo-yoing with my weight for years, since I was in my 20s. I'm sick of it. I want to lose weight, be healthy, and stay at where I'm at. So I'm excited because my goal is to get to Wonderland. I'm trying to get to 199 as my first goal. And after that, I'm trying to get down to 180. And when I get to 180 pounds, then I will be in maintenance. All right. And I'm not worried about my BMI. BMI says I should be 150 something pounds. I'm not trying to be 150 something pounds. 180 is good for me, guys. I'm 5'8". If you watch my purse videos, you see when I model the purses, You see how I look at over 200 something pounds. I don't think I look too bad. So if I was to get to 180, which is like a 32-pound weight loss, trust me, that will make a big difference. And I think I'll be on track. So, and like I said, I am 5'8". So my weight does carry, distribute a little bit differently as opposed to someone who was a little bit shorter. So, but anyway, you guys, that is it for the video. Let me go on ahead and finish up my egg bites and start preparing my chicken for, for, my salad that I'm gonna eat later. And actually, my boyfriend just called me before we got into this. He said he's making some kind of chicken tortilla wrap that he's gonna bring me. Now that one, I don't think it's gonna be 100% keto because he's using corn tortilla, but I will just count the net carbs in the corn tortilla. But he's going out his way to bring it. So, but anyway, you guys, let me get this ice cream in the freezer, and I will see you guys later in my next haul. All right, guys, bye.